Hey, Tidarin. Things look good. Let's go. What was the last line? Just so I remember fully what we're starting with. Erika used her detective's authority to proclaim the start of an assembly. None of the pieces could disobey. Yeah, alright. Hey, hey. Oh, sorry about that. There we are. Praying that she wouldn't become the topic of conversation, Natsuhi reluctantly sat on the sofa as she'd been urged to. Hey Bea and Iris Mouth and Super Paper, hi hi.
すみません。その扉閉めてもらえます？はい。
Shannon is so stressed out. Shannon and Canon closed the door. Since they had just now decided to lock all doors and windows carefully, Canon locked it as well. The lock, which existed to protect the safety of this room, felt like a lock on a prison cell to Natsuhi, one that would hold her there and prevent any escape. Hello to you too, Dezo. Natsuhi still hadn't noticed that ever since Erika had left into the corridor to go check the crime scene in Hideyoshi's room, her goal had changed. In short, from Erika's point of view, the sound of that lock was truly...
チェックメイト。
Erika said that suddenly. Broncastle said that suddenly.
あら早い。何？もう犯人分かっちゃったの？まだ事件だって全然進んでないのよ。もう少し殺させていろいろと手がかりを集めればいいのに。さあラムダ、すべての駒を集めなさい。ここからが一番面白いんじゃない？思い切り楽しみましょう。どうかしらね。お手並み拝見といくわよ。
It's time!
24時のゲームセットを待たずにもう仕掛けてきたとはな。ベルンカステル教名、気の早い御仁よ。
相当の早仕掛けですな。この段階でもう勝てる算段があるとは。
普段なら魔女の存在を主張するだけで勝てるけど、今回は夏日や金蔵や守るものが多いな。面倒な戦いになりそうね。
面倒な戦い、大いに望むところよ。わらわの黄金の島でこれ以上の好き勝手はさせぬわ。受けて立とうぞ、ベルンカステル教フルドエリカ。
Oh, we're back here. In the Golden Land, the endless rain continued to fall. Aw. Okay, Super Pipper. Let's see. Battler was nowhere to be seen. It would very soon reach the time when Battler had joined in on the 5th game, and control of his piece would be passed on to him. In other words, only now, in this final stage of the game when Broncastle had pinpointed the culprit, was Battler finally going to be allowed to participate. This is the one. Hi, Buncha. He had left the arbor a short while ago for that reason. Now, the only ones in sight were Virgilia, who continued to knit silently, and Beto, who just sat there blankly amidst the smell of her black tea, not even putting the cup to her lips. Virgilia stopped knitting for a moment, and looked out across the vast golden rose garden that extended as far as the eye could see. Yeah, it's a meme at this point. Every stream is the one. There's always something happening. And I mean, that's cool. It means it's never a boring time.
バトラ君は誰が犯人云々というだけのゲームならもう二度と屈することのない力を身につけたと言えるでしょう。第4のゲームまでであなたは全てのメッセージを彼に伝えています。つまりバトラ君はいつでも全ての真実に気づいてもよいということです。しかし彼には甘えがある。だからこのままゲームを幾百と続けたとしても永遠に解けはしない。まるで青い鳥を探すかのように永遠にさまよい続けるだけ。
And that, bad teacher, goes for you as well. Even if you play this game hundreds more times, you will never arrive at the answer you seek. Castle will abuse this game, without a doubt. Lambda Delta will also turn this game about, with the utmost arrogance. At a glance, that may be humiliating and appear to you and Battler as though the game has been stolen from you. However, that is something the two of you need right now. To bring an end to Battler's weak side. To bring an end to your hesitation.
だからあなたはあの二人を呼んだのです。あなたたちの永遠の拷問を終わらせるため。
Somehow this makes me incredibly sad for some reason.
あの二人はあなたに勝利か敗北のいずれかを与えるでしょう。しかしそれはいずれであってももはや慈悲に満ちたものです。あなたにももうそれは分かっているはず。
Virgilia faced Beato, whom she had come to adore like a daughter, with cold eyes that she must not have shown often. It was like the gaze of a mother who, instead of scolding, silently urges their child to recognize their mistake.
ベアトリーチェ、あなたはいつまでそうして生きるでもなく天国に昇るでもなく地獄に落ちるでもなく煉獄山の頂上でぼんやりとしているつもりなの。私はワルギリ
エ。Hey, Vibram, how are you?
彼を煉獄山に案内し頂上のあなたのところまで連れてきました。そしてあなたはベアトリーチェ、彼の手を取って天国へ登るか彼を抱いて地獄へ落ちるか選。
Did you know that the tribulations of purgatory, which lies in the gap between heaven and hell, are sometimes more torturous than even hell itself? On the gates of hell it is written that you must abandon all hope. A human without hope can accept their suffering and give up. However, the denizens of purgatory have hope. A hope of possibly reaching heaven, a hope that cannot be abandoned. And that tortures them. Even in the depths of hell, no greater torture device exists than the single pin known as hope. Oh, my lord, no, it's fine. We are good over here. There we are. Yeah, totally.
飛びなさい。煉獄の崖より淡く脆くてくだらない希望の未練ごとパンドラの箱を開け放ってしまいなさい。怖いでしょ。箱を開けるのは。
Beto was silent, but with a single tear she nodded slightly.
箱の中の猫は生きているのか死んで、それを死んでいる猫ならば早く供養して 天へ登ってもらいなさい。生きている猫ならば早く餌を与えて全ての愛情を注いであげなさい。生き死にに関係なく、あなたの猫箱は猫を永遠に冒涜しています。あなたが開くことを恐れた箱の鍵をあの二人が持ってきてくれましたよ。
Yeah, I mean, I've been streaming for wait, six years. 6 years in November. Yeah. This is fine. This is what I'm looking for. This is my hobby. It is what it is. People come, they vibe, they stay, they don't. It's whatever you want it to be. I'm just here chilling. My Barum is not that enthusiastic about the cat box. Yeah. Beatrice, the time has come for you to die. I hope that your heart will be stopped by the hand of the person you desire. It makes me very sad. I don't know. The Great Court of Illusions. Okay, suddenly music. All of the pieces from the game board were gathered. All of the humans, furniture, witches, and the witches on an even higher level had gathered in one place. What's happening? That place was like a solemn cathedral with an unbelievably high ceiling, white stonework, golden ornaments. Though there were windows, there were no entrances nor exits. It was a strange, strange place. But for some reason, no one wondered where this strange place was, because they were not given the right to think of this place as strange.
コマども、全員揃ったかしら？全員揃いましたであります。ご苦労様。そうかね。一体今ここに何人いるのかしら。何人いようとも18人を超えた存在は全て幻よ。
それを認めさせるのがわらわのゲームでな。
The three witches were seated on special thrones set upon a very high balcony. Ooh, fancy. In the center sat the game master Lambda Delta, and on either side of the semicircular balcony sat Berncastle and Beatrice facing each other. Below them, Erika ran forward, lifted the corners of her skirt, and bowed respectfully. Yeah, the music is always top tier.
大ラムダデルタ教、我が集会宣言をお聞き届けくださる感謝いたします。そしてライベルーガステル教、我が主ご期待ください。
Good one, Iris Moth. Ay ay ay.
必ずや主を苛む退屈の毒を一時であろうとも忘れさせてご覧に入れます。ええ、期待しているわ。それでこそ私の分身、私の駒よ。
Erika and Bernkastel exchange nasty smiles that would make anyone want to avert their gaze.
お聞きなさい。魔女ども、人間ども、これより魔女集会にて幻想法廷の改定を宣言する。
The Court of Illusions. The ruler of the game spoke with words of power. Though her words were spoken inside such a vast space, they rang out with the force of a bell in a bell
お
tower.
前たちのこのゲームにおける生と役割はおしまい。第5のゲームはこれにて閉じられ、24時を迎えての答え合わせとなるわ。では早速と言いたいところだけど、その前にまずは軽く自己紹介から始めようかしら。
Alright, okay, okay.
これだけ大勢いるんだしね。私はラムダデルタ、絶対の魔女にして新しきゲームの支配者。ベルンカステル。
Nah, okay. I mean, we'll
奇
see.
跡の魔女ベアトリーチェの魔女幻想のカンパを目的とするの。
無限の魔女ベアトリーチェである。我が存在の主張と夏日金蔵の保護を目的とする。
バトラ様、次なる序列は
後ろ宮バトラだ。ベアトのいや魔女どもと戦ってる以上だ。
ご存知と思いますが、貴殿は今回のゲームは途中よりの参加となっております。魔女集会開催のこの時点ではまだ未参加ということです。
5 million hours. Okay.
お分かりでありますか？
分かってるぜ。しばらくは発言権がないってことだろ。
ご理解感謝であります。
Even though Battler held a rank second only to the witches, he sat on the foremost pew with the other relatives, all by himself, at one end. He met the gaze of Bato, who was up on the balcony.
わらわの宿敵であると一言言えばよいもの。
お前だけの敵とは限らねえからだよ。
取り返す。これはわらわたちのゲーム。
ああ。
I almost said that I was fighting Bato's witch illusions. Originally, Bato was my one and only enemy. But now, Erika and those witches who started tampering with Bato's tale are my enemies as well. Yeah, I'm conflicted there. Very conflicted. But okay. Yeah, it's okay. We'll take it easy because I don't want to speedrun it and then not understand anything of it either, right? And we will find a place where maybe at least, I don't know, some sort of point or conversation kind of seems to come to an end, even though after that they might go into something else and the chapter will not end, and we will leave it there. It's okay. Who should I fight and how? Maybe it's a good thing I won't have the right to speak for a while. Why am I conflicted? Because, like, this is gonna sound very cheesy, but the Bato there is not his Bato. It's a peace battle that wasn't she being controlled by Lambda? So how is, I mean, the moment is cute, sure, let's take our game back and so on, and I can understand that in some sort of way, but how does that work if she's not the initial battle with whom the game was being played? Right, and yeah, anyway. Holding down left control for 30-ish hours, what? Why? Speedrunning Umineko. Ah, okay, got it. Whenever you say stuff like that, Dezo, because you said stuff like that before, like, I know people who have finished and understand a lot, but actually don't get this part, the hope in me dies a little bit. Because why would I manage to understand it if so many more gifted people have come before me and did not understand it? What chances do I have? Oh well. It is in Bato's character. I do agree with that, Erismoth. I do agree. So that's why I'm letting it pass. It's like, okay, it does feel in character as a moment to have. But if there is such a thing as a real, not real, you know, whatever, Bato, she's not there. She's in a coma in the Golden Land, you know? So I'm concerned. It was supposed to have the effect that you're not alone. Okay. I'll try to think of it that way. If a piece has a soul or not. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I know they act only in line with the real them. We've gone over it. I understand that it's supposed to be in line with the real them. It's not the them, you know. Like the peace battler that was in the story it feels more artificial to me than the battler in the meta world who had stepped away from the game and now has come back. That kind of feels like my battler. Like the character that I connect with, you know. The other one just seems to be like a sort of temporary clone of him, if that makes sense. Ah, okay, thank you, Belle. Oh, you always take care of me. Thank you. Anyway, I don't want to take too much time with that. It was just like I feel the moment between them, and it was cool. Let's take our game back. Very nice. It's just I hold back internally because of this whole peace thing that I. That sounds like it encapsulates Umineko perfectly. It becomes, in a way, easier, but also harder to understand. Umineko in a nutshell. Right. I'll keep a cool head and calmly watch everything unfold.
魔女集会の開催発起人にして探偵フルドエリカです。こ
Sure.
の第5のゲームの犯人を暴き、この物語に愉快なピリオドを与えてご覧に入れます。
Yeah, I know. That's why the word real is. I was also air quoting it because, you know. What's real anymore? We don't know. Let's say original, the original Beatrix. Sure, Erika, let's see. Erika greeted the witches above her and the humans behind her once again.
私も期待してるわ。
Erika is real to me, alright. Power to you, all the power to you. Right there.
さあ、残りのコマどもも適当にザラーっと自己紹介なさい。 自己紹介を。
Urged by 45 to introduce himself, Kinzo stood up. Oh.
後宮金蔵だ。書斎の窓より抜け、六軒島のどこかに潜んでいる。
Even you yourself don't believe that.
後ろ宮クローズ。
Spicy artworks. Ooh, okay.
現在は囚われの身でどこかに監禁されている。
Yeah, I guess it does serve that kind of purpose to make you think about what the difference is and draw some separation lines there. Red needle, yeah. Yeah, for science. For research. Okay. Okay, Kraus.
後ろ宮エヴァよ、生きてるわ。
Okay.
ルドルフだ。この後もずっと後ろ宮だからな。名字ははしょるぜ。
後ろローザです。第一の晩に殺されました。
Alright, so we have the dead people, so great.
ジェシカ、同じく第一の晩に死亡だぜ。
ジョージです。同じく第一の晩に死亡。
マリア、死んじゃったけど、私はこうして喋ってる。
Oh, Maria. Oh.
ね、
Oh.
死ぬことなんて大した問題じゃ
Oh,
ないでしょ。
no.
後ろ宮夏日です。生きております。
秀吉や。ついさっき殺されたばかりや。
Constantly? I cannot think off the top of my head of another situation where she had to say her full name. Never, yeah. You're always on time. You're always welcome, no worries. Uh-huh. For some reason I can't remember right now, but okay, I'll take your word for it. I just feel like generally her attitude is this withdrawn kinda don't wanna make a splash, don't wanna stand out kind of person. So maybe it is in line with that, or maybe there's something deeper there, I don't know. Rosa is the daughter of Goda. Oh god. Did they ever get married? Again, a detail that escapes me. I had the impression that the father just left before even Maria was born, or again, yeah, I would have to check those details. See, that's unclear in my mind. I don't remember exactly. It's a subtle hint that Rosa doesn't feel like she belongs. Okay. Ace Attorney gay? I mean, yeah, we have Battler pointing things. Pretty much inspired. Yeah, I don't remember marriage either, but as you can see, my memory is very unreliable. Some details kind of get blurred.
キリエよ、まだ生きてるわ。
南條です。私も流れております。
I'm hanging in there, oh Nanjo. Oh, bless him. Oh.
源氏と申します。第一の晩
Dead.
死亡でございます。
It's such a Nanjo thing to say, yes. Ah. I see your point, Pancho. I'm not sure what to say.
社の生存してます。
I was just left with this impression that just things didn't work out and she happened to get pregnant. Like maybe she didn't potentially like have it all planned out. Okay, and now we did this and this and this and now we have a kid. Maybe it just happened and the dad was like, I'm out, and he was out. So that's kind of the impression that I was left with. After Maria was born, okay.
カノンです。同じく生存。
ゴーダです。よろしくお願いします。
熊沢でございます。よろしくお願いします。
続いて魔女ども、全員自己紹介を。
Virgilia's group could also be seen. There was a second balcony different from the one Beto's group was on, which jutted out like raised audience seating. They sat there looking down as though they were at a theater.
ワルギリアと申します。ベアトリーチェの師匠です。
ガープよ。
Okay, Gap.
死体を消す役担
ロの上。
Like, when Virgilia and Renoa came in, they just came in and announced themselves. When Gap came in, my controller went crazy vibrating. I guess she makes an impression. I guess Viburnum, I don't know. In charge of making the tea. And the cookies. Don't forget about the cookies. Gap moment, yeah.
煉獄の七姉妹を代表してご挨拶申し上げます。第二の番の秀吉殺人を担当しました。煉獄の七姉妹、ここに。続けてエリカ教の家具どもは自己紹介を。
Controller is a Gap fan. I guess. Average dad buying cigarettes and not coming back. Ay, ay, ay. Indeed.
Gertrude, 異端審問補佐官なり。
コーネリア、異端審問補佐官なり。
The two of them could also be seen on the second floor balcony. They sat apart from Virgilia's group. Then Eleanor, who was seated between the two, slowly stood up. She had a presence and dignity about her, as though she was overseeing everything from that place.
ドラノール・エノックスであります。エリカ教の首席補佐を務めます。バトラー、あなたには期待しています。私を失望させないでください。
No pressure, no stress.
お互い全力でぶつかるだけだ。
ドラノールの出番は本来なら必要ありません。
Bear's bored.
しかし魔女側が醜く言い逃れをもてあそぶとき、それを断罪してもらわねばなりません。書斎での奇跡は二度と起こりませんから。最後にご挨拶申し上げます。本魔女集会の進行管理を命ぜられたシエスタ姉妹この得体であります。よろしくお願いします。以上で全ての駒の自己紹介を終了するであり、一堂に会するは全38名。
Aww. Dezo is not a romantic. I'm kidding. It's okay, we all have our own preferences. We vibe with some things, we don't really vibe with others. It's fine, it's normal. Let's go, he is Superman. Ay, ay, ay. 38 people, oh my god, so many characters. The number of characters was 38 if you only took the 5th game into account. But if it added all the pieces who appeared in previous games too, it would probably rise even higher, oh yeah. This mysterious game, which had so often been likened to chess, now had far more pieces than a chessboard. I love romance in stories, I just don't like George. Alright. Fair point.
いいわ。では始めようかしら。発起人、始めてちょうだい。ああ、悪いけどそこのヤギさん、ジュースのおかわりお願いね。私にはポップコーンを。ああ、そうだったわね。悪魔の感激はポップコーンと相場が決まってるとあんたが決めたんだもんね。ええ、楽しませてもらうわ。
Alright.
あと紅茶とからし味噌をもらえる？エリカ、始めなさい。私の退屈はもう始まってるわよ。はい、我が主、お任せを。静粛に、沈黙を。
At the sound of her voice, the Chester sisters' troops straightened up, lifted their right knees, and stamped down hard on the floor with their heels. It became a low, deep rumble in the ground, which instantly erased all chatter in the cathedral, and turned their eyes and expressions even more hollow and empty. The room fell back into silence, almost as though they were a collection of wax models. Amidst this heavy silence, there was the sound of footsteps, as Erika walked out into the center where she could catch everyone's attention. When she signaled with her chin, a goat attendant appeared from behind a pillar and carried a single plain chair out into the front and center of the room. It must have been the defendant's chair.
フルドエリカは告発します。第5のゲームの殺人犯は後宮夏日さん。あなたが犯人です。
Alright, Erika pointed at Natsuhi and spoke. The Natsuhi wax doll alone twitched and regained its expression. It was an expression of panic.
シエスタ姉妹、被告人を席へ連れてってちょうだい。
A rat-sized mini chair.
了解であります。ちょっと何をするのです。話しなさい。
I forget how I'm supposed to read their names. Is it right to say 45 and 410? Because I don't know. I forgot. Anyway, they pinned Natsuhi's arms behind her back and led her to the chair in the center. Natsuhi resisted, but the Chester sisters were surprisingly strong and she couldn't do anything. She turned to the relatives for help, but they just remained silent like wax models.
これよりフルドエリカは
A whopping 8 new tracks! Alright!
なぜ後宮夏日にだけ犯行が可能か再構築してご覧に入れます。
Yeah, it does feel that way, right? Super Paper is so forceful. Oh well.
ベアト、もちろん受けるでしょ。
当然よ。後宮家顧問錬金術師黄金のベアトリーチェだ。フルドエリカ、受けて立つぞ。我が主に着せようと企むその濡れ衣、引き裂いてくれるわ。
ベアトリーチェ、
安心せよ夏日。そなたはわらわの主だ。
I guess there's a
そして心に片翼のわしを刻んだ真の当主よ、身に覚えなき罪に怯えるでない。
At those words, Natsuki jerked back and gulped. Her panic finally disappeared and she stood up straight.
そうですとも、私は後ろ宮夏日、後ろ宮家を冒涜するあらゆる挑戦を受けて立ちましょう。
どうしてこの状況にそのような虚勢が張れるやら。あなた本当にどこのかけらでもいじめられっ子ね。
ではベルン、主張どうぞ。
ベルンカステルは主張するわ。このゲームの犯人は人間、後ろ宮夏日。
レアともどうぞ。
ベアトリーチェは主張する。このゲームの犯人は人間にあらず、わらわこそ犯人であるわ。
Berkastle, who smiled daringly, and Beatrice, who smiled firmly, crossed gazes.
お聞きね、魔女ども、人間ども。一つの真実に二つの主張が現れたわ。犯人は人間、後ろ宮夏日か。犯人は魔女、ベアトリーチェか。魔女が勝てば、第5のゲームの真相は闇に消える。エリカが勝てば、ゲーム版より魔女幻想は打ち滅ぼされる。つまり、ベアトにとってのみ、負けることの許されない勝負だけれど、覚悟は大丈夫？
何の覚悟が必要だというのか、もとより望むところよ。
If Erika were to win, the witch illusion would be destroyed. That would mean the existence of the witch would be denied. Battle was fighting for her life. However, this wasn't the only time she had been fighting for her life. It had always been a life-or-death struggle, even when she fought with Battler. Because if Battler had won and broken through the witch illusion in any of the previous games, Battle would have been destroyed.
汚ねえな。エリカのやつだけ負けても何も失わない。
それはどうでしょう。ベルンカステル教には情けの心がありません。彼女は自分の望んだ活躍をしなかった駒に温かい処遇を与えるとは思えません。
It was inconceivable that the ruthless Bernkastel would place no blame at all on a piece who had suffered defeat. Erika was probably fighting for her life just the same. The two claims would clash and one would be weeded out. One would fall and would not leave this place alive. The only ones who truly had nothing to lose were those witches.
OK、問題ないわ。さあ、始めなさい。
それでは私から始めたいと思います。秀吉さん殺しについてはとてもシンプル。夏日さん以外の方を疑うことは不可能なはずです。私たちは被害者と夏日さんを除いて全員が同じ部屋にいたじゃないですか。
It really was simple. Everyone except Natsuhi was in the parlor. First red flag in Umineko. Oh, it's so simple. It has to be this. Yeah. Right, my OBS was in the red, so I stopped and started again in a different server, and it looks good to me now, so I hope it's fine. Rebirth of the stream. I'm really sorry. I have no control over these things. Erika caused it. Yeah, probably. Okay, we're back. Everyone except Natsuhi was in the parlor, and because it was so simple, it was decisive.
どう考えても秀吉を殺したのは夏日じゃないの。いいえ、逆だわ。どう考えても夏日以外に秀吉は殺せないじゃないの。議論も反論の余地もないわ。
No, Natsuhi killed the tree. So sorry. So sorry. Alright.
ですから誤解です。確かに私にはアリバイがないかもしれません。しかしアリバイがないことはすなわち犯人であるとの証拠にはならないはず。
夏日にだけアリバイがないのは分かった。だが待て、殺害現場は密室であったぞ。夏日に限らず誰であってもあの部屋での犯行は不可能だったはずだ。魔法で殺人が遂行できるわらわを除いてな。
密室トリックであるハウダニットについては後で説明します。とりあえず今はフーダニットから。よって以上により秀吉さん殺しは夏日さん以外の人物を疑うのは不可能となるわけです。
Burn pause so Lambda could refill the popcorn. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Now I want popcorn too.
お嬢様、ここをさらに切り込むと危険かと。
Yeah, yeah. That's very dangerous territory.
同感だわ。夏日が秀吉の部屋のクローゼットに隠れていたのは事実。復讐要求で所在の確認を行われると追い詰められるわ。
であろうな。ゲームの支配者はラムダデルタ教だ。あやつが面白がれば事実に関係なく夏日が犯人ということで確定されてしまうぞ。
If the typhoon were to pass and the police were to come and perform a scientific investigation, perhaps the true culprit would be identified and the false accusations against Natsuhi lifted. However, the police would never arrive at this closed-off Rokkenjima. In other words, the real truth would never be revealed. Inside a cat box that will never be opened, false charges that everyone accepts have exactly the same value as the truth.
おそらく向こうの狙いはシンプルな秀吉殺しで夏日様が犯人であるとの印象を確定させ、その上で不確定要素の多い第一の番の再構築に入るつもりでしょう。
ゲームマスターに疑われた状態での進行は最悪よ。主導権を握るべきだわ。
ラムダデルタ教、ご存知の通り第5のゲームでも多くの殺人が起き、深夜から早朝までの短からぬ時間をまたいでおり、いきなり秀吉の殺人から始まり時間が行ったり来たりしてしまうようでは混乱してしまうというもの。ここは時系列に従い順番に進めていくのが良いかと思うがいかがか。
異議提出。
Interesting deflect.
犯人を告発する過程において時系列など意味をなさない。
異議提出。フルドエリカは時系列を混乱させることによって印象操作を行っている。
ああ、よくわかんないのは私もごめんだわ。ベアとの主張を認めるわよ。エリカはいきなり第2の番から始めないで第1の番から始めなさい。
Yes, it does. I'm already confused. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. I definitely saw Erika click her tongue. Now I understand. This is how the tales of Rokkenjima are created. After being guided by Virgilia and meeting Beatrice, now I stand here at this peak from which I can see everything below me, and I finally understand the truth of this world.
これが以前にワルギリアが話してくれたことなんだな。
ええ、そうですよ。ここでは真実など脆い。
両者が主張する限り異なる真実が同時に存在できる。
Yes, this really is a trial. Both sides put forth their own truths. This here truly is the brown tube trial that Virgilia once used as an analogy.
ではラムダデルタ教のご命令に従い最初の第1の番の事件から話を始めます。
Tostators.
ご存知の通り10月4日初日の24時、親族会議の小休止の後、夏日さんは先に休むと一人退席しました。
よってその時刻から翌朝まで完全にアリバイは消失します。
Okay.
はてそうかな。夏日以外にもアリバイの怪しい人物などいくらでもいるはず。それら全員の疑いを晴らさぬ限り、夏日を犯人呼ばわりさせるわけにはいかぬぞ。
Oh my god, okay. This is the list that you mentioned? Oh lord. Right. Let's say he was the only one with an alibi between midnight and 1. Midnight and 1. Yeah. This is being used as a basis for claiming that she is the culprit. However, that cannot be said for certain as long as the following possibilities exist. Is it not possible that Battler in the guest house committed the crime? Is it not possible that Nanjogo Dakumasawa in the guest house committed the crime? Genji in the mansion, Kraus in the mansion, other people in the mansion besides Natsuhi? George and the others were actually just playing dead. What if the second floor was reachable without going past Erika in the lounge? What if the crime was committed before midnight? What if the crime was committed after 3? What if the crime was committed outside of the interval of midnight to 1? What if someone in the mansion committed the crime between midnight and 3? Oh, okay. The thing is, some of these things, maybe it's my wrong perception, but some of these things are already crossed out by the fact that Rosa died too. She left the conference around 1, right? So I don't know. Alright. I guess we'll see how I don't know what we're supposed to be doing with this. I just read it. Let's see what they do with it.
確かに。
Yes. She was. She left earlier, but after the midnight debacle with the knock and the letter, and before Battler left at 3. And then Battler went to bed in the dark room where he assumed that everyone was sleeping. My instinct is to believe they were already dead. Battler went to sleep in a room with people who were already dead. And then he woke up in the morning and this stuff happened. That's my instinct to believe now. I don't know. Could there have been multiple waves of the killing? Could it have happened with Battler in the room, completely oblivious? Alright.
夏日が怪しいとそこまで言い張るなら、エリカは夏日以外全員のアリバイを示してみせるべきだわ。ねえベルン。
ええ、無論よ。エリカはそれを完全に説明しきるわ。
Yeah, I just feel like that is the simplest thing to assume, in a way. Yeah, we'll see. Everyone else has an alibi. Okay.
当然です、我が主。では順にご説明していきたいと思います。源氏殺しは一度忘れ、ゲストハウスの事件のみに絞って進めますとなれば、ゲストハウスにいた使用人を疑いたいですよね。
Why would that be the inclination?
あの晩は郷田さんと熊沢さんがゲストハウスにおられました。そうですね、お二方。
She turned to face the direction where those two people were seated, and just those two wax models came back to life. When they weren't allowed to speak, they probably weren't even granted a soul. Oh my god, that's so disheartening. I'm not saying it's unreasonable. How did she say it? The inclination here is to suspect them. Like, to me, this sounds she's saying they're the top of the list of suspects. Okay, why? Right, in that case, it would have been much better if Natsuhi's soul could simply have disappeared as well. Natsuhi, who was in the defendant's chair, kept her soul the whole time and was constantly hanging her head, looking nervous. Gada hurried to his feet and answered Erika's question.
はい、そうです。私はあの晩、一人でゲストハウスの使用人室におりました。
私はこの老体ですからね。夜は答えますから、ゲストハウスの控え室に戻って。お先にすぐ休ませてもらいましたとも。
では郷田と熊沢もアリバイを失うではありませんか。一人で控室で休んでいたと自称する熊沢
died to death
一人で使用人室にいたと自称する郷田、そのどちらにもいとこ部屋へ行き殺人を行う余地があるはずです。
めっそうもない。どうしてそんなことを私たちが。
そうですともそうですとも、人殺しなんてそんなとんでもないことです。
夏日がすべて語っておるわ。
Yeah. She meant you, Iris Mom.
控え室で一人眠った熊沢も、使用人室に一人こもった郷田も、寝室の夏日と何も変わらぬ。どちらもアリバイを失うではないか。
That's why I said it was cute.
ご安心を。この二人は殺人犯ではないと。まず熊沢さんは晩餐後、私たちと一緒に屋敷を出てゲストハウスへ行き、そのまま控え室に入り朝まで眠っていました。郷田さんも同じです。事務作業を終え、その後に私たちとラウンジで談笑して、それを終えてから休みました。両名とも殺人を行う余地はありません。
いよいよ来たな。それではわらわも腰を上げるとしよう。もはやそなたの出番は終わりだ、エリカ。そなたの頼れる用心棒を呼び出すがいい。
Beto glanced at where Delanor sat on the second floor balcony. However, Delanor just stared back with those usual expressionless eyes.
副将要求。郷田と熊沢のアリバイについて完全な証拠がある。
副将拒否。なんで敵にヒントを？答えるわけもない。
お聞きから無駄デルタ卿。証拠はないそうだぞ。証拠もなく郷田と熊沢のアリバイを主張しても良いものなのか。
道理だわ。どうなのよベルン、エリカ。どうして郷田と熊沢のアリバイを主張できるわけ？
引っ込めエリカ。わらわの相手はそこのドラノールよ。貴様ごとき人間に魔女の相手は務まらぬわ。
いいえ、ドラノールの出番は必要ありません。 あなたの言う人間ごときが魔女を打ち破るからこそ魔女幻想が否定されるのです。ならばどうぞ赤で青でお好きなように受けて立ちますよ。
I love how now you're writing your last words in all caps. Spot on. Oh yeah, music, okay. In response to Erika's challenge, Beto smiled boldly yet gracefully and slowly stood up. And they glared at each other between the floor and the balcony.
ゴーダにも熊沢にもそれぞれアリバイがない。二人はゲストハウスに降りていつでもいとこ部屋へいたり犯行を行うことができた。それが否定できぬ限り夏日を犯人呼ばわりすることなどできぬぞ。
Beto's blue truth struck out rapidly. The curtain had finally dropped and the battle had begun.
人間であるエリカに使える赤はない。ドラノールを呼ばずにどう切り返してみせると？
エリカに使えずともその主のベルンカステル卿は使えます。油断はできません。
青き真実有効だわ。どうするのベルン。あんたかドラノールが相手を変わる？
まだ私の出番ではありません。そしてベルンカステル卿の出番でもありません。
ええ、そうよ。この程度じゃ私たちの出番にはならないわ。フルドエリカというただの人間風情がベアトを打ち破ってこそ意味があるのよ。人間に打ち破られてこそわかるわ。黄金のベアトリーチェなどとのたまう偽りの魔女が人間以下の幻に過ぎなかったとね。
それが本当にできるなら最高に面白いんだけどね。いいわエリカ、受けて立ちなさい。
まず熊沢さんですが、とてもシンプルな話です。熊沢さん、ご起立を。
はい。
熊沢さんは昨夜就寝されてから朝事件を知らされるまで一度でも控室を出ましたか？
いいえ、朝までぐっすりでしたとも。
私実は昨夜の晩餐の後にエヴァさんと談笑していて面白い話を聞かせてもらっていたんです。それを試させてもらいました。
それとは何か？まさか。
そうです。金蔵を書斎に追い詰め封じたもの。扉に物を挟むことで封印できることを私は知ったのです。
なんだと？あいつまさかそれを熊沢さんの控室に？
エリカはゲストハウスにいたのですから、それができたとしても何も問題はありません。
何しろ莫大な黄金が発見されてどんな事件が起こってもおかしくない不気味な夜でした。
So you're saying that she anticipated people getting killed just, I don't know, by some sort of divine inspiration, and she put seals on doors just in case people are gonna get killed? That's so unsettling. I know, but it's...
探偵あるところ事件あり。私は何かの事件が起こることを予見してあらかじめアリバイを失いそうな人物にこれで封印をさせていただいたのです。
Erika held a small folded piece of brown paper high in the air.
私はこれを一緒にゲストハウスに戻った熊沢さんが休むと言って 控室に入ったのを見届け。
Clearly, Super Paper. Clearly.
これを使って扉を封印したのです。そして朝、事件が発覚し大騒ぎになった時、私は真っ先に熊沢さんの控室を確認し、そして封印が健在であることを確認しました。以上により私は熊沢さんのアリバイを証明できます。
Oh, this one. Okay. Okay, that one goes away. Got it.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
素晴らしいアリバイだわ。一部の隙もない。
So she did that for everyone, and she immediately went to check absolutely everyone's doors. Oh lord. Okay.
熊沢はエリカと共にゲストハウスに戻り、そのまま控室に入って休み、朝まで部屋を出ることはなかった。つまり熊沢はゲストハウスへ戻って以降、朝まで2階に上がっていない。
The proof Erika had shown was elevated by Bernkastel and became red truth. This truth, which had become red, could no longer be overturned even by battle. In other words, in that instant, Kumasawa's perfect alibi had been absolutely guaranteed.
ほほう。ならばゴーダについてはどうか。
ゴーダさんのゲストハウス到着後はすぐに使用人室にこもられまして、そして同様にこれで封印させていただきました。そしてローザさんが午前1時にお戻りになった時は、たまたま廊下に出た私が気づき、
I don't like that then. It confuses me because it makes it sound like first she did that for Goda, then when Rosa returned, something else happened. But Goda and Nanjo were awake chatting when Battler came back at 3. What do you want from me? It's so confusing. Okay. Right. Rosa. Let's focus on Rosa. Returned at 1 a.m. Happened to notice her when I stepped out into the corridor. Okay.
使用人室のゴーダさんにそれを伝えたのです。その時、封印は健在でしたので、ゲストハウスに到着してから午前1時まで、ゴーダさんは使用人室を出ていません。
Oh, okay. Alright, okay, fine.
そしてその後はラウンジで午前3時
right,
まで
so this
私と
was
一緒にいま
before.
した。
Right, got it.
そして午前3時以降は私は2階にいましたので、ゴーダさんが2階に上がってこないことを保証できます。エリカの封印がゴーダが午前1時まで使用人室にこもっていたことを証明するわ。そして午前3時までのアリバイを一緒にラウンジで過ごしたエリカが証明するわ。そしてそれ以降の朝までに2階へ一切立ち入ってないことも。
The last part escapes me. How exactly did they prove that?
エリカが証明するわ。つまりゴーダはゲストハウスへ戻って以降、朝まで2階に上がっていない。
Right. Okay. If they say so. It's not that I particularly want to double down on Goda, I just am doing my best to try to follow their reasoning. I understand what you mean. What confuses me is how exactly... how did she say it? Which part was it? Oh, sorry.
ゴーダはゲストハウスへ戻って以降、朝まで2階に上がっていない。
I clicked. My bad. Which part is it? This part. So he was with me in the lounge until 3 a.m. I agree with that. That's fine. After 3 a.m., I was upstairs. So I can guarantee that Goda-san didn't come up. You can guarantee for an entire floor? She had a room for herself too, right? And Battler went to the cousin's room. She went to another room. She was in a room. She can guarantee that Goda didn't come up? How? It's not that I want to accuse Goda. I just don't know exactly what it means, but whatever. Couldn't resist her beautiful voice. She does have a cool voice though. She can guarantee. Okay. I see that though. Alright. To be fair, I don't remember the details of where Erika's room was situated relative to the rest. I just remember that her and Battler split up, so they went to different places, to different rooms. And what, Erika has like a presence across the entire floor. She recognizes when other people go to other rooms except for hers. That's the thing, I cannot place it like visually, map it into the space. But okay. Okay. If it's explored later, then we'll see.
お見事よ、エリカ。あんたのその扉の封印によるアリバイがベルンに認められて赤き真実に昇華されたわ。
ありがとうございます、我が主。我こそは探偵、人間でありながら赤き真実を行使することのできる人間を超えし者。
That's the thing, I cannot say for sure because I don't remember the precise details of what kind of room she was going to. I will admit to that. Okay. Yeah. She had some room that was given to her, so she could sleep in it, right? Yeah, after. Right, so it was a room next to the cousins, right? But it was separate.
この思い上がり目、口走るには1000年早いわ。
おかしな追求があると面倒なので先にはっきりさせます。というか、むしろこれは最初にするべきでした。前後したことをお詫びします。24時の時点でのゲストハウスの状況です。
Right, guest house at midnight.
黄金が発見され、緊急の親族会議になり、バトラさんと親族たちは屋敷へ。
Alright.
ゲストハウスには私といとこ3人、南條先生、郷田さん、熊沢さんが残りました。郷田さん、熊沢さんのアリバイについてはすでにご説明の通り、ジョージさん、ジェシカさん、マリアさんの3人はいとこ部屋でトランプで遊んでいました。実は私、ほんの少しだけ混ぜていただきましたので、この時刻に生存していたのをはっきり確認しています。我が主、以上の復唱を要求します。応じるわ。ゲストハウスには24時の時点でジョージ、ジェシカ、マリアは生存していて、2階のいとこ部屋にいた。南條、郷田、熊沢は1階にいた。あと、もうもったいぶることないから、これまでに出ている犠牲者の死亡も確定させとくわね。ジョージ、ジェシカ、マリア、ローザ、現時の5人はちゃんと死んでるわね。あのばっくりいった首で死んだふりなんてできるわけないでしょ。
No murder occurred before midnight. Okay. I guarantee that George's group is dead. Alright. So that goes, and the crime committed before midnight goes. Alright.
「これをはっきりさせないと私がアリバイを保証した以前の段階ですでに殺されていたとか実は死んでなかったとかいろいろ言われかねませんので」
Unsurprisingly, Beto's side couldn't get away with the simple plan of claiming that the victims were only playing dead. But in order to overcome Golda and Kumasawa's alibis, it should have been possible to suppose that the crime occurred before those doors were sealed. However, the opponent had predicted this move perfectly. It had now been shown in red that the crime did not occur before the time period covered by Erika's alibis.
そうそう、犠牲者の確認されてる最後の生存時刻、それを最初に言ってほしかったわね。これで24時以前の話は無視していいことになるわ。
さらに言うと24時の時点で屋敷の2階廊下には夏日とクラウス、源氏がいたわ。残りは全員親族会議の食堂よ。もちろんこの時点ではまだ殺人は起こってない。源氏も健在よ。
Right. Everyone was inside the mansion, okay?
それはエリカが観測したことじゃないけれど、それが確定してないとゲームが進まないものね。いいわ、その赤き真実を認めるわ。
赤き真実、ありがとうございます、我が主。
Since Erika had been in the guest house, it was only natural that she could explain the situation there. However, since she hadn't been in the mansion at the time, explaining the situation over there would have been extremely difficult for her. Beato would normally have attacked there with the blue truth, saying that the people in the dining hall had all agreed to keep to the same story, and that someone might have snuck out of the dining hall and committed murder in the guest house. However, because Byrne had instantly settled that matter with the red truth, Beto had completely lost her chance to strike back. Oh, sorry.
おのれ。
厄介ですな。これほどまでに不利とは。
これじゃまるでかつてのリーチェとバトラの戦いが逆になったみたいね。
いや、その時よりもさらに状況は悪いかと。
At a glance, the fight between the two of them resembled our previous fights. However, there were some vital differences. The first was whether or not Beato was the game master. The Beato who fought against me was the game master, so she knew all the truth. That's why she was able to use the red truth at will. However, the current Beato isn't the game master. She's just a single piece on the game board. In other words, even Beato doesn't know the truth. So you could say that Beato is now in the same position I once was. Also, though Erika may seem to be in the same position I once was, the situation for her is totally different. She's connected to the witch called Burncastle. Even though she isn't the Game Master, she's capable of elevating Erika's statements to become Red Truth. Because of this, Erika can use the Red Truth even though she's neither a witch nor the Game Master. Beato, who's supposed to be the witch, possesses no truth or red she can use. And yet, the detective Erika can use the red truth. Talk about confusing. Making our brains hurt. Yes. The advantage has completely flipped over to the other side. You could probably say that the current Beato is in a much worse position than I was when I fought with her. After I got used to the game, Beato stopped responding to my repetition requests, but in the beginning she responded to almost all of them, giving me quite a few hints. That's why we were able to fight on par. However, Burncastle is different. She fully understands the rules of this game and is prepared to corner Beato without even a hint of restraint. And all this made me realize Beato was going easy on me so that we could fight on par with each other.
これはなかなかに面白い戦いだ。なるほど。わらわはかつてのバトラの立場で戦っているというわけか。
ベアト。
かつてのそなたを無能と蔑んだわらわだ。この程度まだまだ答えぬぞ。
合田と熊沢を疑うことはもう不可能だわ。これ以上論点にしても勝てない。
だな。別のアプローチに切り替えよ
う。順当に行くなら次は南條でしょう。彼もまたゲストハウスにいた人物です。
南條は確かラウンジでエリカと一緒だったわ。しかしその前後の時間帯が空白になるはず。
そうだな、そこをつく。南條、そなたは確かエリカと合田と一緒にゲストハウス1階のラウンジでくつろいでいたのだったな。
Alright.
はい、私はエリカさんとずっとご一緒でした。
ラウンジで過ごした時間は
午前1時から午前3時までです。
Why do you say that, my bear?
そうです。午前1時から午前3時までの間、私と南條先生、合田さんの3人はラウンジでくつろいでいました。
Oh, bunch. Yeah, do no harm.
我が主、復唱要求です。応じるわ。午前1時から午前3時までエリカ、南條、合田の3人はゲストハウス1階のラウンジで過ごした。
Though she had flat out refused Beto's repetition request, she responded to Erika's immediately. Of course, because it's in your own interest. The red truth was starting to corner Beto. Beto grimaced as though in pain, but she still struck back with the blue truth. No, she really was in pain. As alibis were steadily established for everyone other than Natsuhi, the witch illusion was also being denied. Beto perceived the denial of her existence as pain.
ラウンジで過ごした時間帯の前後はアリバイがないはず。南條にも犯行は可能であるぞ。
そうね。南條がラウンジでエリカと一緒に1時から3時までいたことは分かったけど、それ以前とそれ以後はどうなのかしらね。どう、エリカ？
はい、まず午前1時以前のアリバイ、これは全く問題ありません。私が24時までいとこ部屋でトランプで一緒に遊んでおり、それからラウンジに降りてそこで南條先生とお会いしたからです。
そうでしたな。24時に降りてきたエリカさんとお会いして少しお話をしていましたら、かなりのミステリー通だと分かりまして、すっかり意気投合してしまい。
私、碑文の謎解きで書庫に入った時、海外の名作ミステリーの原書が多数保管されているのを見ていました。ですのでそれらを手に取りながらぜひ議論がしたくなりました。
You guys are so creative. It's just you crack me up every stream. I feel like that is the spirit in which you're supposed to theorize for Umineko. Just plain ridiculousness. To lift up your mood from all of the murders and gruesome things that we're reading about. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
私たちは書庫に移り、ずっとおしゃべりをしていました。ラウンジに場所を移すまでずっとです。
So between midnight and 1, this was what was happening? Like, oof! I hope I'm following all of this because it's so much. Right, the archive in the guest house had enough books in it that you might even call it a small library. In it were several famous foreign mystery novels that Kinzo had once taken a liking to. Of course, they were all originals and in English, but English was no problem for both Erika and Nanjo. On that occasion, Erika had again borrowed the key to the archive from Goda in the servant room. She added that she had rechecked the seal at that point and, of course, reset it. Damn her. Even though she keeps it sealed for anyone else to enter or leave, she alone enters and leaves whenever she wants. Yes, 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 because she's the detective. We get it.
なるほど。つまり24時から就寝する午前3時までの間、ずっと南條と一緒だったわけね。なら南條のアリバイは一番盤石ということになるわ。はい、
そういうことになります。我が主、復唱要求です。
応じるわ。24時以降、エリカは午前3時までずっと南條と一緒にいたわ。
At midnight, the crime in the cousin's room still hadn't occurred, so this establishes an alibi for the period before the time he spent in the lounge.
その後、私たちは午前1時に書庫から廊下へ出ます。すると偶然、お戻りになられたローザさんと鉢合わせになりました。そして私が郷田さんにそれを教えました。客人を出迎えるのは使用人の役目だろうと思いまして。
Goda asked if he should bring a towel, but Rosa refused. She quickly headed up to the second floor. At this point, Erika, Goda, and Nanjo gathered together and decided to have a drink. Their alibis in the lounge up until 3 a.m. have already been proclaimed and read, so there are no problems there.
続きまして、午前3時以降、お開きになった後の南條先生のアリバイです。午前3時にバトラさんがお戻りになり、ラウンジは解散。私と南條先生、バトラさんの3人は2階へ上がりました。そして南條先生はお休みに。その際、もちろん先生のお部屋の扉にも封印をさせていただきました。あとは事件発覚まで同じです。私はバトラさんの悲鳴と同時に部屋を飛び出し、南條先生の部屋の扉に封印がされていることを確認しました。
Was there a seal on the cousin's room door?
よって南條先生のアリバイは午前1時以前、午前3時以降、ともに完璧なのです。
Alright.
素晴らしいわ、エリカ。あなたの封印も赤き真実も完璧よ。
When the seals cry, what? Why? What do seals have to do with it? Ah, you mean the seals on the doors? Ah, okay, okay. For some reason, I don't know why. When reading your a line, I just thought of the animal. When the seagulls cry. Yeah.
南條は午前3時までエリカと一緒にいたというアリバイがある。そして午前3時から朝まで自室を出ていない。
Using the seals she had placed on the doors, Erika was granted red truths from Burn Castle one after another. When I gave battle repetition requests, it was about maneuvering and tactics, but it's totally different for Erika. For her, it's like having a trump card which can make red whenever she wants.
これでゲストハウスの容疑者全員のアリバイ証明を終えました。
問題はありませんね。
問題はあるぞ。それはだな。
Beto racked her brains to find some point to latch onto, but Erika's red had been ruthlessly perfect. There was no point she could take issue with. Beto kept thinking hard, trying to fault Erika on something, but her expression was so wrought with desperation that anyone could tell by looking.
ベアトを却下するわ。私は何も問題を感じない。極めてポップでキュートでパーフェクトだわ。これでゲストハウスの人間全員のアリバイは証明された。
待ちな、エリカ。俺を抜く気か。後宮バトラにだって犯行のチャンスはあるはずだ。何しろ犠牲者たちと同じ部屋で一夜を共にしたんだぞ。その俺を差し置いて議論を先になんか進ませねえ。
At that moment, an arrow twisted like a golden snake and hit me. It didn't pierce through me, but it slapped me hard on the cheek like a whip.
バトラ様の発言権はまだ認められておりません。ご注意を。
I have been battlerless for far long enough. Come on. Anyway.
はあ、分かっておるぞバトラー。そしてすまぬ。許せ。エリカ、まだバトラーのアリバイを示していないぞ。バトラーは犠牲者たちと枕を並べて眠った男。誰よりも一番に疑わなければならぬのではないのか。
Sure. I was not intending to take them away from you. It's just... I miss Battler when he isn't like properly involved in things. It's like a hole in my heart. Bring back Batora, yeah. I teared up last episode when he was finally back into action. Jesus Christ. I still remember. Yeah, alright, let's see. How are they gonna spin it?
ベアトの言う通りだわ。ダメじゃないよね、バトラを飛ばしちゃ。
これは失礼しました。すっかり失念しておりました。
そなたは午前3時に帰ってきたバトラと共に2階へ上がる。そしてそなたも自室に戻って眠ったはずだ。24時にいとこ部屋を訪れたかもしれぬが、午前3時以降には訪れておらぬはず。まさかその後バトラのベッドに潜り込みに行ったとでも言うのか？
Oh no! Don't put images like that in my head.
一晩中バトラの寝顔を見ていとこ部屋でのアリバイを確認していたとまで言うなら認めてやってもいいのかね。
ええ、一晩中寝息を聞いていましたが、何か？
なんだと？
What？
私、フルドエリカはバトラさんが午前3時にいとこ部屋にお戻りになり、すぐにそのままベッドに潜り込み、すぐに就寝してしまったことを証明できます。そして起床され、部屋の惨状に気づき悲鳴を上げるまで、部屋で何も起こらなかったことまでも証明できます。ですのでご安心を。バトラさんは犯人ではありません。
Yeah, I'm very curious too.
殺人現場にそうとは知らずに入り、朝まで寝てしまったただの愉快な第一発見者です。
バカな。お得意の封印でもそれを証明することは不可能なはず。どうしてそれがそなたに証明できるというのか。
I'm stressed for some reason.
ふざけるな。 あの時俺は自分だけ部屋に入ったんです。
The stalker, oh god.
エリカだって自分の部屋へ戻ったはずだ。どうしてそんなさも見ていたかのように断言できるんだ。
見たとは言っていません。エリカさんに割り当てられた部屋はどこですか？
エリカ、教えてちょうだい。どうしてあなたはバトラのことがそこまで証明できるの？
Intellectual stalker.
さすがよ。それでこそ探偵だわ。
私の部屋はいとこ部屋の隣です。薄い壁が一枚あるだけです。
You heard battlers breathing the entire night through the wall? Really?
まさかそなたは壁に耳をつけいとこ部屋の様子を伺っていたというのか？
はい、私の耳は完璧です。バトラさんが入室後、直ちに私は部屋の壁に耳をつけ、何か異常が起こらないか監視していました。
あんた、バトラが悲鳴を上げる朝まで何も起こらなかったと証明できると言ったわね。まさかあんた。
はい、朝まで一睡もせずに壁に耳をつけ監視をしておりました。
Highly predictive of you, right? Like, oh, maybe something would go down in that room. Let me just put my ear against it. Burn is a D&D munchkin for sure. I would listen to Battle Breed all night too. I understand what you're saying, Bizzle, that she is setting it up so that the argument of her hearing something could not be then countered by maybe you misheard it, right? Or maybe you misremembered, maybe you missaw, whatever. I don't think that's a word where, you know, saw something wrong or misinterpreted. I get it. I get that she plays this role and that everything about her is perfect, but just the premise of this whole thing, come on. We can at least have a laugh at the ridiculousness of it. It was like, I pressed my ear against the wall the whole night. And my hearing is so good that even through the wall, okay, sure, the wall is thin, but I could hear the breathing. Okay. Alright, fine. Lambda being taken aback by Burn Erika's crazy plans is a small pleasure. Ay. Sure, I will accept it, fine. But I can laugh at it and note that it's absolutely ridiculous. It might be important too? Okay. Everyone was stunned into silence. She put her ear against the wall, and for the entire time until morning, she listened to what was going on in Battler's room. It's kind of a parody, okay. I see, Super Pepper. Yeah. Just what would that have looked like? Please don't put more images in my mind. Until dawn, she had silenced her breathing in a pitch-black room, clinging to the wall shared with the cousin's room, like some kind of creepy venomous spider clinging to the wall of a darkened room. Burn Castle alone was grinning in triumph.
ゲームの進行上から当主の指輪を受け継いだバトラがキーマンになるのは読めていた。
What do we find in polite guess? Yeah, right? Josh was in the bathroom in the entire game. You couldn't possibly have watched. Oh god. No more images in my head, please. Yay.
私はてっきり バトラが第一の番の犠牲者だと思ってたわよ。
Alright.
ですから我が主の追いつけ通り。
The rat is now a spider. She has transfigured him.
朝まで一睡もせずに壁に耳をつけ、異常が起こらないか監視をしておりました。
エリカの記憶力は写真並み、そして聴力は録音機並み。
On par with the tape recorder?
エリカの耳をごまかしてジョージたちを殺し、首に傷を刻むなど不可能なことよ。
Okay.
「探偵権限で認められた能力ね。認めざるを得ない。赤で認定するわ。後宮バトラは午前3時にいとこ部屋に戻り、そのまま就寝した。そして事件発覚まで部屋では一切不審なことはなかった。
つまりバトラには殺人も死体を傷つけることも不可能だったということ。
I'm sick. The red from the two of them forced Beto to show an expression of considerable anguish. It was only natural. The red truth they had spoken not only guaranteed Battler's alibi, but a number of other things as well. First off, it meant the murder was impossible for anyone after 3 a.m. And since the cousins were confirmed to be alive as late as midnight, the time period of the crime automatically became between midnight and 3 o'clock. That also automatically provided a guaranteed alibi for everyone who wasn't in the guest house before 3 a.m.
エリカは24時以降はずっとゲストハウスにいます。つまり屋敷にいた人物のアリバイを証明することが難しいはずだった。
エヴァたちの動向についてのアリバイ証明は困難を極めたはず。それが逆に簡単に彼らが24時から午前3時までの間ゲストハウスに訪れなかったことを証明するだけでアリバイが可能になってしまった。
とにかく午前3時以前で殺人が可能だと構築するしかあるまい。そしてそれを屋敷の誰かで実行可能だと証明しなくてはならぬ。
The people who were in the guest house all had alibis. The crime didn't occur before midnight. The crime couldn't have occurred after 3 o'clock. In other words, there was no way for the murders to happen unless someone from the mansion committed the crime between midnight and 3 o'clock. What if someone in the mansion committed the crime between midnight and 3 o'clock? Okay. In order to protect Natsuhi, she had to establish that it was possible for someone other than Natsuhi to commit the crime. Ironically, the witch had to prove that a human could have committed the crime.
しかし、そいつはなかなか難しい話だな。エリカは午前3時までラウンジにいた。そして2階へはそこを通らずには至れない。つまり事実上ゲストハウス2階の管理人のような状態になってるわけだ。
月並みですが、エリカに知られずに2階へ上がることができれば犯行は誰にでも可能だと証明できるでしょう。
This is gonna sound incredibly morbid. But why is nobody questioning Rosa? She came in that interval from the mansion and went upstairs. Sure, she was a victim too, but just as much as Genji also died, and he is being questioned in the list of like whether he could have committed it. Anyway, we'll see what they do with that.
人間、その気になりゃ、2階の窓までよじ登ることもできるかもしれねえぞ。
Yeah, you'll know everything about that battle. No, I'm just wondering, I mean, wait, the list is in Discord, right? Let me see again. Maybe I missed. So, Battler Nanjo, Goda, Kumasawa, Genji, Kraus. Okay, there's a question of like other people in the mansion besides Natsuhi. Alright. I guess it maybe can fall in there, but she wasn't questioned specifically. And they were like, oh, nobody can go past us in between midnight and 3 in the lounge, blah blah blah. But Rosa came and went upstairs, no? So, I don't know, I would have expected them to treat us separately or address it specifically, but okay, it's not done, so let's see what they do with that. Okay. Of course, Beto had also thought of striking back that way, and Burncastle must have thought this as well.
Butler, Nanjo, Goda, Kumasawa. ゲストハウスのすべての人物に犯行が不可能であることは分かった。しかし、屋敷の人間はどうか。
すでにお話ししておりますし、我が主が赤き真実でも宣言済みです。私はゲストハウス1階のラウンジにいました。そして2階へ至るにはラウンジを通らなければなりません。つまり私の目に触れずに2階へ至ることは不可能だということです。
それが不可能ではなかったら、例えばゲストハウスの外壁にはしごを立てかけ2階の窓より侵入したとか、ラウンジを通らずに2階へ至る方法は存在するはず。これならばそなたの目に触れずに犯行現場へ至ることは可能だ。
Beto finally struck back. Before now, she had let Erika take total control and attack her with the red over and over. During that time, Beto's counterattacks with the blue truth had been few in number, even including this one.
当然、そう切り返されることは想定済みです。私のラウンジでの見張りが無意味であったことにされてはたまりませんから。そこで、まずは私の見張りが完璧であったことを証明しなくてはなりません。まず、ゲストハウスの構造上、ラウンジにいた私の目に触れることなく2階へ至ることは不可能です。視覚も遮蔽物も一切なく、どのような物理的心理的視覚も存在しません。我が主、復唱要求します。ゲストハウス2階へはラウンジにいた人物に知られずに至ることは不可能。もちろんこれは内部から2階へ至る話だけれど。
Yeah, you can do a Mary Poppins, or a reversed Mary Poppins like George did from the window in another episode.
グッドです。我が主。
Was it 3? I think it was 3, the one with Beatrice.
さて次は、ベアトリーチェ教のご公設の外部から至る方法です。これには正直困りました。登れそうな木もありますし、はしごを使う手もあるでしょう。雨どいをよじ登って2階に至ることも不可能とは言い切れません。しかし、これをさせるわけにはいきません。
ほう、させぬとな。ではどうしたというのか。まさか夜通しゲストハウスの周りをぐるぐる回って
ぐるぐる
したとでも言うのか。いや、それはできないよな。そなたはラウンジにいたのだから。ラウンジの窓から見える外は外周の一部に過ぎない。
そうです。 私は外壁を2階まで登るあらゆる方法を完全に防ぐことはできません。しかし2階へ侵入することを防ぐことはできました。
侵入を防ぐと。
Right, she is omniscient and omnipotent. Got it. She is God.
すでに読めている手です。
The rat is God. Understood.
恐ろしい。ここまで必要と。
ゲストハウスはその構造上、外部から2階へ侵入するには窓を使うほかありません。正常？どうでもいいことです。ただ、窓が、鎧戸が、一度も開かれなかったことを保証すればいいだけの話だったんです。私は黄金の隠し場所に立ち会い、その後ゲストハウスへ戻ってすぐラウンジを通過せずにゲストハウス2階へ至ることのできる全ての方法を断絶する工作を開始しました。同じことです。これまでと何も変わらず。
あんた、まさかゲストハウスの全ての窓にお得意の封印をしたって言い出すの？あの天気の中、その格好で。
一応漂着時の水着持ってますので。
Oh, get out of here. Okay. Great. So she went back. Let me see if I got this straight. She went back. She changed into her swimsuit. She went out in the pouring typhoon. And sealed all of the windows. Okay. Yes. Pretty much, Battler. Pretty much. Yeah? Oh my god. Oh, there's a lot of fan after Erika running around in the storm with packing tape in her swimsuit. Alright.
客人として迎えられた家でまだ何も起こってないのに、あの雨の中そんなことをして回るってのか。
Yeah. It's her special move in the fighting game. Oh, that's cool.
普通の人間なら絶対にありえない不審な行為です。ですが、彼女は魔女の駒ですから。
In the middle of all that rain, Erika sealed all the windows from the outside to create an alibi showing that no one could have snuck into the guest house from the outside. So she was putting tape on wet windows or shutters or whatever it is that they have on the outside. Alright, if you say so. Sorry. She climbed up the walls herself and did that to all the windows on the first and second floor. Depending on the tape it can work. Okay. No, to all things which could possibly have permitted entry. After hearing that, she'd listened to the cousin's room all night long without sleeping a wink. Even this bizarre behavior didn't seem quite so impossible. That had probably also looked like a venomous spider. Flex tape is indestructible. Alright. A repulsive venomous spider crawling eerily over the outer walls of the guest house in the middle of a storm.
あなたという人は我が後ろ宮家を何だと心得ておられるのですか。客人として迎えた恩も忘れ。
探偵にとって私来る事件に備え、各種アリバイの取得準備および工作に専念することです。
Alright, very, very meta. Okay. Is this like a prod at the readers who probably were preparing themselves in similar manners to anticipate and understand the mysteries.
事件発生前に何の準備もしない探偵は私から見れば三流かと。投留先で人が死ぬと私たちは知っているのだから。そしてエリカは事件発覚と同時に全ての封印が破られていないことを確認したわ。
Yeah, this. This novel.
エリカが死体発見時に一番にいとこ部屋に到着しなかった理由はそういうことよ。死体なんて見分しなくても赤き真実でいくらでも確定が取れる。それより重要なのはアリバイ構築のための封印の確認だった。我が主は完璧です。私は主に命じられたままに全てを完璧に証明しただけです。見事よエリカ。私の分身、私の駒。どうラムダ。これでラウンジでのエリカの見張りはアリバイ構築上絶対の信頼性を持つことが証明されたと思うけど。
Alright.
Hey, 認めるわ。エリカ、あなたの封印は完璧よ。私が赤で認めるわ。ゲストハウス2階へはラウンジを通過しない限り至ることはできず、ラウンジにいたエリカに知られずに至ることは不可能。
ありがとうございます、ラプタデルタ卿。以上により次のことが確定したわけです。大ベアトリーチェ卿、以上により犯行時刻は生存確認をした24時からラウンジで団らんが始まった午前1時までの1時間の間に限定される。すでにお話ししていますが、私は24時にラウンジに降り、そこで南條先生と意気投合し、午前1時まで書庫でミステリー談義にふけっておりました。お恥ずかしながらすっかり熱中してしまっていたため、その間廊下を誰かが通り抜けても私は気づけませんでした。探偵にあるまじき痛恨のミスです。
After doing all that maneuvering and setting up seals to guarantee a perfect alibi, she became too engrossed in the mystery discussion and left an opening. Her relaxed smile was completely shameless, the total opposite of her words. It almost seems like it's the other way around. It's enough to make you think that this is an intentional trap, said in full awareness that only Natsuhi doesn't have an alibi for the hour following midnight.
つまり逆説的に申し上げるとこういうことです。いとこ部屋に至って犯行を行えるのは24時から午前1時までの間にアリバイを失う人物だけということです。
Her eyes clearly hinted that Natsuhi was the only one who fit this description. It had been a crime that occurred at a completely unknown point during that long night. But because of the alibis Erika had constructed, that time period had been compressed and restricted to the single hour following midnight. Erika left the cousin's room at midnight. This is the last time we have confirmation that George and the others were alive. And after the party in the lounge started at 1 a.m., it was impossible to reach the cousin's room by any method.
まずいですな。 一夜が1時間にまで封じられ、残す容疑者の駒もこの調子ではあとわずかでしょう。
ベルンカステル教名やるではないか。
私バトラと違ってバカじゃないの。こんなゲーム5度も繰り返せば手の内は十分だわ。
それでは改めまして、残りの容疑者、屋敷の人物のアリバイを検証してまいりましょう。何しろ24時から午前1時までのたった1時間の話、もはや難しいことではありません。まず24時の時点、この時点で2階廊下に夏日、クラウス、源氏がおり、それ以外の全員が1階食堂におりました。これはすでに我が主によって赤き真実で示されています。
そうよ。24時の時点で屋敷の2階廊下には夏日とクラウス、源氏がいた。残りは全員1階の食堂。そしてご存知の通り、謎のノックがあって片翼の紋章の手紙が現れた。そしてそれをめぐって午前1時まで延々と議論が続いたわ。私がそれを赤き真実で語るわ。食堂の全員は午前1時まで誰一人食堂を退出していない。
Right. The time that the crime was possible had been limited to between midnight and 1 o'clock. And it had been guaranteed that the adults in the family conference did not leave the mansion between midnight and 1 o'clock. This gave them all proven alibis.
それをどうやって証明するのか。エリカはゲストハウス、誰かが食堂の扉にお得意の封印でもして証明したというのか。納得のいく証拠も証明もないぞ。
赤き真実はただ真実であり、証拠も証明も議論の余地も必要ない。あんたが作ったルールよ。
Oh, how the turntables, I guess. This overbearing red truth hadn't only given alibis to the adults in the dining hall. You know, something that really irks me is that everyone else, like every other group, the group in the guest house, the Kraus Natsuhi Genji group in the second floor of the mansion, they're mentioned by names, specifically. But when it comes to the dining hall, it's just all the people there. Here, and in the previous stream, it's always just like everyone else that was there. Like, they don't list the names there. You're so anal about certain things, but here you're kind of like, I'm not gonna say it. Huh. Also, if the crime was committed between midnight and 1, and Rosa arrived at 1, and she's dead too. Okay. Did she arrive just at the very end of it, and so she was included? Did she... I don't know. Was she killed separately? Was she the one who did it? Okay. I'm surprised that they're not addressing this directly, but I guess we're not done, so... Sorry. So this overbearing red truth hadn't only given alibis to the adults in the dining hall, it also gave alibis to Shannon and Kanon, who had come to serve tea. And even guaranteed that they never left the dining hall. In other words, the only ones who didn't have proven alibis were 3 people. Natsuhi, Kraus, and Genji. Yeah, I guess. Right. Yeah, there's also one thing about Kraus. Wait, let me see if I can find it. That kind of didn't sit right with me. This is right. At midnight they were here. But shortly after midnight, Kraus returned, right? But then they said something about... Where was it? I guess it wasn't necessarily in... It wasn't in red, was it? Or was it earlier? I forget which part it was. It was just now, though. Maybe I kind of... I'm getting lost in the sauce. So much text. Yeah, but they're saying the crime was committed. Isn't that what it's saying? Am I going crazy with this? No. Anyway. I can't find it. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was just like recently, but something confused me a little bit about Kraus because he's somewhere in between, right? He does arrive in the dining hall, but later than midnight, but not too much later that he does get to participate in the conversation and be like, oh, what is the ring on Battler's finger and what's happening here? Together with Genji, actually. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So he just has like a partial alibi, I guess. They will address other possibilities. Okay. Alright, fine. No, there were only 2 left. If alibis were proven for Kraus and Genji, it would prove that no one but Natsuhi could have been the culprit.
では次に源氏についてです。彼は犠牲者ですが、いとこ部屋での犯行に及んだ後、自らも殺された可能性も否定できません。そして何より24時に2回廊下にいましたが、その後夏日の電話の取り次ぎのため使用人室に戻り孤立します。
Hey Kevin, you have no idea.
ということは、源氏にも犯行は可能なはず。
I don't even know if we're halfway through. Are we halfway through?
赤で語るわ。源氏は電話の取り次ぎを終えた後、そのまままっすぐ控え室に戻っている。
Quite a bit over halfway, okay. At least there's that. Yeah, I mean, I know we're at chapter 5 out of 8, but in terms of length... Yep. Yeah, both of these statements are correct, Kevin. Yes. Yes. It's long.
証拠も証明も封印もアリバイもなく、ただ冷酷に真実をね。
Late episode 4 because episode 4 is the longest. Ah, okay, got it, okay.
そして午前1時。
Are you scared from me? I couldn't possibly.
親族会議は再び小休止となり、ローザがゲストハウスへ戻ります。この時、本当に協力に感謝します。後宮エヴァさん、ご起立を。
I will cosplay Pat. What? How would I possibly do that?
エリカちゃんだけじゃないのよ。私もきっと今夜何かが起こると思っていたわ。
彼女こそは私に封印を教えてくれた方。そして私と共に疑わしい人物のアリバイを確かめるために協力してくださいました。
私は午前1時の小休止の時、源氏さんの控え室に行き、エリカちゃんと同じ封印をしたの。つまりこれが破られていなかったなら、午前1時から翌朝までこの部屋は誰も出入りできなかったことになる。
So that's the seal on the door for Genji. That's the one, the white tape thingy with the writing.
続けてカノンさん、熊沢さん。
I'll check in another 100 hours. Sure, Kevin. Thank you for dropping by. It's so sweet to see you. I hope things are going alright. And that life is not too overwhelming. Yeah, I remember. I've been wondering for a while what the heck that means, and it was not addressed. I guess where all the seals are coming together. Yeah.
ご起立を。
Kanon rose expressionlessly and Kumasawa got to her feet
お二
timidly.
人は朝、起きてくるのが遅い源氏さんを起こしに行きましたね。
That's alright, Kevin. I have no idea what's going on either. And I've been reading the damn thing.
そしてその時、扉に封印がされているのに気づき、それを破いて扉を開きましたね。
はい。何かのいたずらだろうと思いました。
あの時はそんなことは深く気にしませんでした。
Oh, really? I remember it was something cursive, but I couldn't tell what it was. But then if Eva put the seal, why is it signed by? You know what? It's not worth questioning it. Let's move on.
感想は聞いてません。事実だけを述べるように。封印を破って入室したのですね。
はい。
赤き真実でエヴァとカノンと熊沢の今の証言が真実であることを保証するわ。
It's really funny to see the perception of someone who is not into the whole thing just from the outside, how it looks like.
エヴァは午前1時に源氏の控え室に封印をし、それは朝の事件発覚時にカノンと熊沢に破られた。面倒だからさらに付け加えるわ。午前1時の小休止で最初に食堂を出たのはローザとエヴァよ。エヴァが戻るまで食堂の人間は全員その場にとどまっていた。
By the maid outfit.
エヴァはローザを見送った後、控え室へ行き、封印無論。その際に室内には一切立ち入っていないわ。
これらはすべて関係者からの事情聴取で分かったことです。根拠なき赤き真実ではありません。証言から構築された正当な推理による真実です。証言だけでなく指紋の採取、各種科学捜査、可能な限りを尽くしました。
I guess we could all do with one. Oh my god. You were shipwrecked when you came to this island. How do you have the tools to get fingerprints and forensic tests and Sure, Erika. Sure.
何しろ 金蔵さんの書斎はあらゆる薬物の宝庫。赤き真実に限りなく近い究極の真実である各種の調査結果を得ています。
So you raided the room of... Okay, that's all I need to know, I guess.
サイエンスミステリーではないのでその詳細は割愛します
が I'll spare you. I guess I'm grateful for that. Sure, we can skip it. As Erika swaggered around the cathedral, she arrogantly touted her scientific knowledge. She had thorough knowledge of all the chemicals in Kinzo's study and had used them to conduct a scientific investigation, which had now been acknowledged and made into Red Truth by Berncastle. Forensic equipment, the lab, magnifying glass made outfit, perfect list, Karen. Ay. Without going into too much detail, the results she had obtained would have been convincing even without the Red Truth. Chemicals to remove stains. Fingerprint collection with aluminum powder. Composition analysis on the mud under people's shoes. Various chemical reactions from clinging rainwater. Erika had walked in and out of the study that didn't belong to her several times, using all manner of chemicals however she pleased without asking the family's permission. Yes, she raided it. Block of cheese. However, no one could fault her for this. The pieces couldn't hinder any action the detective might take for the investigation. That was the power of the detective's authority.
我が物顔とはよく言ったものよ。
Oh, that's so cute.
次より探偵を名乗る者は決して客人として迎えぬよう出会う者たちに忠告しよう。
I don't think she called herself that in the beginning, but okay.
それがよろしいかと思います。探偵に雨宿りを許すなんて吹きつきあまりないことなんですから。
Yeah, I guess they should have let you drown.
現時の控え室へ至り犯行を行うのが可能なのもまた24時から午前1時までであることが証明されたわ。そしてさらにエリカの調査によって現時にもいとこ部屋へ至るのが不可能であることが証明されたわ。
It had already been made clear in Red Truth that after transferring the phone call to Natsuhi, Genji had gone straight back to the servants' quarters. Now, based on the results of Erika's scientific investigation, they added a further Red Truth. Genji never left the mansion after midnight. This made it clear beyond doubt that Genji couldn't have reached the guest house, much less the cousin's room. Alright. It's yeah. Okay, then.
残るのはクラウスと夏日だけだわ。それ以外の全員のアリバイが証明されちゃったじゃない。
そんな。
Natsuhi's mouth flapped open and shut like a goldfish starved of oxygen. Aww. Aww. That's such an unflattering way of describing it. And that was an accurate analogy. Natsuhi's mind was blank and spinning out of control, and she felt as though she really would suffocate.
後宮夏日、最後にチャンスをあげるわ。すべての犯行はあなたの夫の仕業だと自ら告白なさい。
バカな。私が夫に濡れ衣を着せるような女に見えますか。
ベアと夏日は拒否したわ。
そしてあなたにも同じチャンスを。分かっているでしょ。それともまさかクラウスが行方不明であるのをいいことに悪魔の証明でごまかしきれるつもりじゃないわよね。
Beto realized that they were rapidly approaching the end of this battle. Normally, these alibis of Erika's would still have many places that Beto could argue against using the blue truth. However, all of those alibis had been accepted by Castle and Lambda Delta as red truth, and Beto no longer had any room to argue.
Marude, Erikaの書いた筋書きをあの魔女どもがそうなるように曲解してるみてえじゃないか。
You think?
そうですね。ゲームマスターのラムダデルタ教が納得したなら、その真実の真贋は問われない。
Yep.
最後に残った真実に基づかれ、続く世界が紡がれる。その最後の真実が本当の真実とどれほどかけ離れていようとも。
クラウスおじさんが犯人なわけない。おじさんは何者かに監禁されてるんだぞ。いや、そうと夏日おばさんを電話でうまく騙した可能性も否定的。
Yeah, that phone call was weird. I mean, all of those phone calls are weird.
バトラ君は夏日とクラウスを疑っていますか？
それは
エリカの真実は卑劣な構築ですが正当です。魔女と結託しているとはいえ赤き真実で認められています。つまり嘘だけで構築した偽の真実では断じてありません。
Kevin
つまりエリカの真実でも筋が通るのです。夏日やクラウスが犯人という真実も全くありえなくはありません。それが虚構であろうとも筋は通る。真実と同じ価値を持った虚構なのです。その2つの真実のどちらを信じるか、それはバトラ君自身が自ら決めることです。
いや、俺は夏日おばさんとクラウスおじさんを信じるぜ。
Bless Battler's heart.
確かに金でトラブルがあるのは知ってる。だがそれでも俺はおばさんたちが犯人だと信じたくない。
Also on a bit of like higher meta level, it's just kind of to have them be the culprits of everything simply because they orchestrated the whole Kinzo's still alive thing and blah blah blah. Like, it's just too basic. That's all. I don't have any proof. It's just, again, an instinct.
いや、信じられない。
Okay, well, let's see. Okay, cool battler moment. I'm all for it because I've been battler starved.
これだけ赤で着実に追い詰められたこの盤面上でどうやったら夏日を逃がせますか？
わからねえ。だが絶対に屈したくない。夏日おばさんは卑劣な罠にはめられただけだ。エリカの推理はまさにそれに踊らされたもの。だからエリカは意図してかせずしてか本当の犯人の片棒を担いでるんだ。エリカが夏日おばさんを犯人だと告発し、そしてこの場にいる誰もがそうだと信じてもならばこそ俺だけは夏日おばさんを信じたい。
No, my heart. Yes. If everyone assumes it's true, does it become the truth? If everyone accepts a lie, does it become the truth? Must the solitary truth-teller be dragged to the guillotine, to the jeers of liars? Wow. 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 Okay.
俺は嫌だぜ。誰も夏日おばさんを信じないなら、むしろ俺が信じてやる。本当の真実は全員が納得したら決まるものじゃない。徹底的に双方の可能性を検討して、その上で至るもんなんだ。だからこの法廷は嘘っぱちだ。この法廷は夏日おばさんを犯人だとでっち上げるためにしか存在しない。
ベアとは夏日を必死に弁護していますよ。
違う。ベアトがしているのは神戸。言い訳でしかない。この法廷では相手の主張に抗うだけじゃ戦えないんだ。だからかつての俺は一方的にベアト
I was about to say, like, isn't this like how the tables have turned?
エリカに勝つのに必要なのは奴の推理のあらを探すことじゃない。奴とは異なる別の真実を見つけ出し、それをあのゲームの支配者ラムダデルタにエリカの真実より正しいと認めさせることなんだ。
ベルンカステル教の示した赤き真実に抵触せずに、夏日が犯人でない真実を紡ぎ出せます。
It's such a daunting task.
だが俺が夏日おばさんが犯人だと信じない限り、絶対に別の真実がある。仮に事件の犯人は魔女ということになってもいい。正しくない真実によって夏日おばさんに濡れ衣を着せられるくらいなら。
I hear you. I hear you, Butler. I guess I see what you mean.
夏日が犯人であるとこれほどの赤き真実を突きつけられてもあなたは信じないのですね。
ああ、物事ってのは常に信じるやつと信じないやつがいるべきなんだ。たとえいくら証拠が積み重ねられようとも、誰かが潔白を信じなきゃならない。世の中には証拠じゃ示せない真実なんていくらでもあるはずなんだ。みんながそうだと言うからきっとそうなんだなんてことを俺は二度と受け入れたくない。
I'm gonna cry. Yes, yes, 100 times yes. How can you be sure that there's nothing on the far side of the moon if you've never seen it? Is there some reason that you have to believe it? Until you see the far side of the moon with your own eyes, you can't rule out the possibility that nothing is there. And neither can you rule out the possibility of a thriving culture of space bunnies. Oh. You should never assume something is the truth until you actually check it. This court is maliciously trying to force a single interpretation on a truth that can't be checked. I once believed there was a society on the far side of the moon. But that was in elementary school and I was made fun of and laughed at. So I thought it was embarrassing to think that a society lives on the moon. And I threw away that belief. Oof. Alright. I've been told by a book my mom read me that rabbits lived on the far side of the moon. And I believed that for a long, long time. But when everyone said that was wrong, I abandoned the truth without even trying to check it. When bunnies are a common thing in Japanese culture, yeah, I'm aware. It's still super cute. Like, the visual image I'm getting in my head, just mental picture of cute bunnies hopping in low gravity. I can't. It's cute. Alright, I see. Even without evidence, I abandoned the truth I believed in. And now everyone is starting to believe that Aunt Natsuki is the culprit. even though not a single piece of decisive proof has been shown. There is no proof, but Erika's words sound reasonable, so they're probably the truth? Battler and Kraus must unite their moon beliefs. Oh, that's a good one, Pancho. That's so good. Sorry. Yeah, it's very cool, this one. That's your reason to abandon your belief that Aunt Natsuhi is innocent.
誰も信じないなら俺が信じる。本当の真実は否定と肯定の2つの目で同時に見た時にしか浮かび上がらないと俺は信じる。
I feel it. I love it. I'm all for it. That is the right, balanced, healthy approach to things. I agree.
奴らが夏日おばさんが犯人だといくら信じさせようとも俺は犯人じゃないと信じる。それを捨てない。
わかりました。ではあなたに私から一つだけ赤き真実を授けましょう。
Okay, I'm bracing for it.
私が真の意味で戦う意志を持ったあなたに送るたった一つの力です。
力？
有限の魔女ワルギリアの名において、いえ先代の魔女ベアトリーチェとしてあなたに赤き真実を託します。後宮夏日は犯人ではない。
Finally, something that's not said in a super roundabout, I'm gonna twist your mind and bend your assumptions and make you think the sky is green kind of way. Thank you. Oof. Right. Do we leave it here? Can we leave it here? I think it's just perfect. And then I guess Battler's gonna start intervening or something, so we can experience that next time. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Like, we had the build-up, we had the red truth, we're gonna simmer in that for a while and then we're gonna pick it up next time. Yeah, alright, cool. Cool, if everyone agrees, we can do it here. Oh my god! Alright. Such a hype, very much hype. I was starved for Battler hype moments. This is like peak, it's perfect, I love it. I love it. Right, where is it? Here, title. Yes. My mind is exploding, I don't know how to get out of the game anymore. I'm always confused because escape doesn't do what it usually does in other games, and it's kind of like my reflex on closing something, but it doesn't work here, so... Yeah, there we are. Battler finally realizing how to approach the truth, the confirmation that Natsuhi really isn't the culprit. So many things at once. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What do I think of this climactic moment? I think it was cool and I was like, I needed it. The red refers to the room called the Shishamiya. No, please, no, don't take this away from me. I just want to have this moment because it was so good. Yeah, I have an extended weekend ahead, so I get some time to go through things again and maybe be in a more prepared state next stream that usually than I usually am, you know, because like memory kind of fades over the weekend and stuff like that. I want to have everything fresh in my mind so that I can savor whatever's gonna happen, because I have the feeling it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. But yeah. Oh, we're finishing it next week. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's the whole point. It's that whatever's being stamped in red isn't necessarily incorrect. It's just making you. It's kind of. What's the correct word? It's tricking you into tunnel visioning into a certain interpretation. Right? So we have to try to think out of the cat box. I guess. Are we gonna talk about the knocking door scene? I mean, what do you want to talk about the knocking door scene? Do you have a question? Because I don't think I have an answer. I guess I'll just take it together with this and I keep pondering over it, because I did look at it. I looked at the red truths and I went back the whole segment of it in last stream, but I'm nowhere, like I haven't taken any steps further than where I was last stream, so I don't know. I don't have a concrete this is probably what happened kind of theory string together. I can stay in chat a bit if you want. If you have questions, of course. Thank you all for joining. It's always fun. Oh. The door knock is still a big mystery. Yeah. I'm afraid I haven't come to the stream with a major revelation for you. So that's what you're looking for. I don't have it. Erika went so far in the court without talking about the knock and the letter. Yeah, that's also true. They just address it like kind of like in a tangent in terms of like putting everything in a timeline, and like at midnight the knock and the letter happen, and after that everyone is in the dining hall talking about it or whatever. She kind of like just went past it. I guess if I ever have that moment, there's Oh wow, the manga panel with the spider. Oh my god. That's creepy as heck. Oh lord. Erika crawling on the outer walls. Oh my god, what is that? That's so imaginative. Wow. Spider, yes. Holy heck. and bird on the ground under the umbrella, just looking up like, okay, my pawn, go do your thing. Lord, okay. Awesome. Well, this was something. I'm really looking forward to next time. I have the feeling it's gonna be great. Ah, you want to talk again? Sure, we can stay a bit longer if you want to, and if people want to. Although I don't know if I have anything interesting to say, so just we can try. Let me see. Hope everything is more or less fine. Where are you? It's natural habitat. Yeah, all right. Do I call you? You good? Just give me a thumbs up or something so I know. Okay. Let's see.
Hello?
Hello. Can maybe increase the volume a bit.
Hold on.
Is everything
Can
okay?
you hear me? I don't think I can hear you.
Okay, let me check my devices. Something weird happened. Okay. Devices. Hello?
Oh.
There it is. Yeah, something got messed up.
Okay, great.
All right.
Yes, a lot of things have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, first, I actually want to say something that really doesn't matter, but I forgot to highlight it last time.
Sure.
And I don't think it's important, or it's barely related to anything, but
Go for it.
it's about the confusing mechanics about how the players and the pieces are related. I don't think it's actually. I'm not convinced that it's particularly well thought out, but that's not the point anyway. People still argue about this stuff to this day. But it's when Erika is talking about the knock on the letter, and one of her blue truths is that maybe she did it, like her character or the character of
Oh
Erika.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, she did say something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, and I found that interesting because it implies that the one that is making the arguments is a different entity, so much so that she doesn't necessarily know what the game board piece one is doing, to the extent that she could potentially have been the one to do the knock and this doesn't matter at all. I just thought it was interesting. Maybe it helps confusing things further, which is always fun.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, yeah, but this doesn't matter at all.
Mm.
What is interesting is this last segment is really cool, even if it takes a lot of time to get there. But,
I mean, I guess it's cool because they took the time to build it up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Is it's showing you, in a way, it's showing you that you can make anything work.
Yeah.
If you go into a situation and you want to make it look a certain way, you can probably do it. And then now that we know that that's not the case, and we have that confirmed, it also shows you that the way to reach the actual truth isn't like this. This is clearly not a good way to do it. I don't know how much more I should say, but to me, this shows that going with this tactic of eliminating every other possibility is, instead of trying to figure it out from the root, like from the ground up, I think that second way is the best way. There is something that the story is directly trying to tell you, and if you follow that path, you will find it. You don't need to fumble around feeling all the borders and all the limits. You can find the it's difficult to make you believe that the game is trying to make you solve it, because it also presents itself as trying to fool you all the time.
Yes.
But if you believe that it's not actually doing that, and that there's things that you can hold on to, and that gives you pretty directly, in fact, then if you have that faith, then you can actually grab onto that and follow it to what it's actually saying. It's one pretty direct path, I'm not gonna say that anything is obvious. In fact, there's a lot of the components surrounding what we call the truth that are not really gettable. Some are very much so. Some are way less, and some aren't really at all. But people will disagree about it. Some people think that you can solve everything from the first line of the novel. I don't think so. But yeah, basically, yeah. I think this illustrates well what you shouldn't do and what you should do.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think, yeah, it's. I've throughout the whole stream today, I just felt that it was all very meta and self-referential. From the tiny little jokes of like calling out Dezo for putting on all of the detective hat and doing all of the weird things. Yeah. That was just like a joke, right? But all of the other things also seemed the same way. And what I felt at the end there was hope, in the sense of all of the things that we went through, the whole list of like, okay, what could have been? Now let's take everything and we like cross it off, and we hit it with all of this wall of red truth again, and like, everything seems to be cornering Natsuhi, and everything is just like built up. It seems like it's built up to lead to this unshakable conclusion. And then you also get at the end that no, that's actually not it. I think that's very descriptive of the novel itself, because it's been doing that to you as a reader so far, right?
Sure. That is 100% the case.
Yeah.
What is interesting about that, though, you said hope, because we're kind of hoping that Natsuhi can be proved innocent because we like her, but implied in Natsuhi not being the culprit means, okay, someone else is the culprit.
Yes, of course.
And it's not like there's anyone we don't like, except for the one person, right? That's why Battler said what he said about that. Do you remember he said it? It would be preferable if it was a witch that did it, right?
Yeah, I think he said it like it's even a better alternative than having Natsuhi be accused when she's innocent. So
that is true. That is what
that's
what
how
he said.
it. Yeah.
Which is something a bit different than what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is still true, that okay, if it's not Natsuhi, it's someone else. But there isn't really anyone that we want it to be, right? This isn't a new concept in the novel. Battler had always had this issue with on the one hand, he doesn't want it to be the witch, but on the other hand, he doesn't want it to be any of his loved ones, which includes Goda for some reason. But yeah. But yeah, okay, so it's not Natsuhi, so okay, who is it? And then this is me asking you, because of course you know by this point.
What?
100%. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, you must.
Why?
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, but I think I see what you're saying. What I meant to highlight by saying hope was not necessarily hope for the character of Natsuhi or in that direction, but just like hope for just generally getting an understanding what is happening here as a reader and sifting through it, I do understand this, like it is, I mean, I guess that's the whole point of Battler struggling with it, because as a reader, very likely you will struggle with it as well, to actually point a finger at someone and say, this person committed this kind of level of murder, like not just a murder, but this level of murder,
they're
right?
Gruesome.
So it's hard, but I do understand eventually, yes, I do have to point a finger at someone. I'm just also of the same mindset that I don't want to tunnel vision into someone who's innocent, because what am I doing? I'm not actually fulfilling anything. I'm just wasting my time, I guess.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to do what Erika just did, because she's wrong.
Yeah. I feel like an absolute antithesis of Erica in so many ways. So definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And you did say something earlier that I wanted to pull into the fact that like reaching the answer, the way to go about it isn't the way Erika did it, and I am very much on board with that because I don't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And
like
you
this
also
approach.
haven't liked, for example, in the knock and letter, the way she was going, oh, contraption, whatever, which is what Bella has been doing this whole time, let's be honest. It really wasn't much different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is...
I didn't say I liked Battler's theories about the contraptions, right? I found them ridiculous as well.
Yeah, Method X is the way that
Person X, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't like it because it's unsatisfying. It doesn't mean anything, right?
With the what?
It's unsatisfying. If that's what it was, it would be unsatisfying.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It would be a guessing game, like, oh, I guessed the contraption.
Yeah.
That's not very interesting. And that's not what a mystery is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it kind of is, but I don't know. Well, I'm kind of saying that this one isn't. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but I don't think so.
I mean, I think I've been saying this in various shapes and forms so far, but I tend to, I don't know if it's wrong or not, but I tend to kind of discard things or maybe set them aside lower in the list of possibilities when they give me the sense of like, this is too basic, this is too obvious, this is too ridiculous, right? So I don't even go there mentally. I mean.
Yeah. And I think that's what you should do. I think I said it before, but if you find an interesting solution or something that you like and you think fits, I think you should go for it in the sense of allowing yourself to believe it and then building on top of that, because you have trouble with allowing yourself to focus on something in the context of this.
Yeah, because I feel like even when I maybe have a glimpse of something that, oh, it could be this way, and then I look at the red truths and I'm like, oh, but it doesn't really check this box. So then I have to figure out, okay, what kind of pieces of the red truths are supposed to be deceiving, and I should not allow it to deceive me, and which parts of it should I use as a foundation for things. And yeah, that's kind of where I get lost, I guess.
Yeah. It's not easy. I think a lot of people that say it's easy, it's a lot of hindsight. I want to reassure you a little bit. It's really not that easy. But it's I don't know. There's a lot of things to it. It is true that there are some things that, for example, I caught on to at earlier points, but it were specific things. It was also because it was things that interested me, questions that interested me more than any other questions. Like, I shouldn't really say it, but a more
say it vaguely.
Yeah, I'll vague post about the. I was very interested in the reason for the structure of how the story is, and I have a reason to think that there was a reason behind that, because Umineko is actually, in a way, it's actually a sequel. Because in its full name, it's When They Cry 3, the first one is, and then this one, the answers is When They Cry 4, so there wasn't one and a two, right, which is Higurashi. And the structure is similar in that the story, let's say, does this repeating thing. And in Higurashi, there was a reason why that was. And I was interested in this one as well. Why is that? And what does it mean? And how does it work? And, stuff like that. At that level, I was very interested in that. And so I was paying attention to all of that. And I caught on to that fairly quickly. Other people couldn't care less about that and care way more about other stuff, and so
Mhm.
they focus in on that stuff. There's stuff I didn't even was close to considering, and some people are like, oh, obviously this is this. Oh, okay, So yeah, different people will
Yeah, of course.
do different things, and there's also, and I think people minimize this a lot, but for content creators like you, especially live, there's always this a sort of pressure because you want to yeah in case you didn't know.
No, I had no idea. It's the first thing I
Yeah.
hear of it. First time I hear of it.
When I was reading by myself, I was like, I could think whatever I wanted
Yeah.
and allow myself to go through a million rabbit holes and come back and try another one. But it's different for especially live, because you are encouraged to transmit your thoughts as they're flowing. But in this one, where there's this sort of implication that there's a correct thought to be
Yes.
having, that seems like it feels to me like it's harder to actually go ahead and be like, I'm thinking that maybe Nanjo did this.
Yeah.
Because maybe he didn't, and we know if he did or not. Yeah, I can feel that.
Do you know what that
might be
takes me back
tougher.
to?
What does it take you
It
back
takes
to?
me back to school.
Oh yeah.
And a
for
lot of
sure, yeah.
trauma. From like, you always have to provide the correct answer, and the correct answer is whatever the teacher is expecting. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
So-
here, but also teachers will try to fight against that. Well, some will, some will
good
not.
teachers
But
will, yeah.
but some will try to incentivize you to speak your mind, and there's no stupid questions and all of that. In here, I am trying to be like, listen, there is technically a correct thing, but that's not necessarily what we want you to arrive at. Right? We just want to see the process, really. So
Yeah, but I don't know. Even in the process, I just constantly feel like I'm stumbling in the dark, and I don't know if any of the thoughts that I have are interesting or not. Sometimes when I say things, you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's a good thing."
Yeah.
And I'm like, it really is
that
it? I have no idea.
That is us trying really hard to be like, yes, that's it. That's what we want. Please, more of that.
Okay.
And yeah, sometimes you feel, but what I said was fairly trivial. Yeah, and we're like, yeah, it is trivial. Please say it more.
Okay, all right. Sure.
But again, do what we do. What do you want? Go through the novel and story as you want. But yeah. Okay. I speak a lot when do this. I don't know if I'm being too talkative in these, but
No, go for it. I love it. Chat loves it. I'm sure everyone
But,
is entranced right now.
no, it's just because it's your stream and you are the reason people are tuning into. So I don't want to.
Oh, that's right. I love this.
But but yeah. Is there anything that you are thinking? So, for example, it's not Natsu. Do you have any idea? Because the case was pretty. They had a pretty good case, actually.
Yeah, yeah. From the perspective of crossing off possibilities, yeah, they did. And I don't know. I tried to kind of, let's say, just think about the knock and the letter thing by itself, because it feels in a way self-contained, with the hope of also maybe pointing me in a direction of who could be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I'm still kind of caught in the web of the red truth because I don't know how I can break out of it in the sense of basically this what was being said at the end of the stream now that even though it looks like it means something, it can also mean something else, and you can weave another storyline into the dots that the red truth is like kind of pinning into the board, right? I haven't found it, so I don't know. It's only been 2 days since last stream, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and so you're saying that you don't think about Umineko full time? Is that what you're
Yes,
suggesting?
that's what I'm
Wow.
suggesting.
I'm joking, but I was probably doing it at the time when I was reading. I remember like going yeah on the bus just thinking about it constantly. Like,
Aw.
yeah, but
I actually am starting to do that too. Sometimes like I space out when there's like nothing to actively engage my mind or anything. Like I don't know if I'm walking somewhere, just kind of space out and think about things. Yeah, I find myself in that situation too. But I think also one thing that I would want to try to avoid is to get too caught up in figuring out the mystery or the puzzles or whatever. Because I feel like just figuring it out or finding the answer is not the purpose here. Like there's like a higher meaning to it, and I would want that more than the answer to the puzzle, if that makes sense.
yeah, of course. Because yeah, let's say okay, it's not Natsuhi, and you're like, okay, then it's Goda. Okay, so what's that mean?
Yeah, exactly. There needs to be some motivation. There needs to be something about that's gonna speak about the character or the characters if there's more than one involved in the whole thing, and like it would bring something to light about them and their story and something there, right?
Yeah, which ideally is something that after you know who it is, you can go back and see it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that like kind of also, I don't know, I don't think scares me is the right word, but just it maybe contributes to me feeling a little bit paralyzed by this and not feeling like I can make a step in any direction. Not necessarily about this particular mystery or situation or even the whole episode. Like, for example, it feels like the story has tried to give us little bits of information to put together something about Beatrice and who she is, big question, and her story, background, whatever. And I know that I have not expressed much in terms of positive feelings towards her because I'm so on the fence. Like there is something there that I can't quite grasp and I cannot really fully put it into words. It's just like more like an instinct, like something that's unconscious and not something that I'm actively creating. Like this feeling that I would want to understand her, and that there's probably something painful there that once I do find it, I might just bawl over. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want to be the one who creates the story and then connects to that. I want to be shown the story of the character a bit more. And maybe if there are a few gaps that I can fill in, right, but I don't want to project my own ideas onto this character. I want to know who the character actually is, who the author created it to be. So I kind of also am feeling this kind of barrier there that I don't know if I should cross. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You want to hear it from themselves.
Yeah.
In classical mystery fiction, it was often the time that the detective would do would figure out with the sort of stuff with evidence and alibis and things like that, and then the culprit would admit and confess and give their sub story.
Mhm.
And it wasn't necessarily something that was ever present leading up to that moment. Maybe, well, yeah, maybe that's sort of what you're talking about. So, in that way, you could theoretically put that on hold, figure out who it is, or whatever, to whatever extent you are interested in, and then wait for that moment.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. I guess that would be something more that I do for myself and by myself without necessarily sharing much about it. In that sense, do you mean? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
No, sure, if that's the best way, yeah.
Yeah.
However, whatever way it is the best for you to enjoy this, that's what we want.
No.
I actually wanted to. It's a bit. It hasn't been extremely relevant, but I find it very interesting. It's kind of elephant in the room kind of thing. But this man from 19 years ago, who? What is this?
That's the one thing that I also am trying to figure out. Not necessarily figure out who the man is, but what is the thing with this 19 years ago moment? What was happening there? And the way I went about it, if you want me to share just a little bit, but I don't have an answer, so it's just my train of thoughts. Spill. It's just this whole idea of the baby existing and then being left with the servant who fell off the cliffs. It just really took me back to that story that Rosa said about meeting a bad teacher who fell off the cliffs and died. Like it cannot. It's just like, how many people fall off the cliff and die here? Like, what is this?
2. 2 so far, yeah, or 3, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like, it seems like there's like this passion of going to the cliffs and dying there. But anyway, it's just it just sounded so similar that it made me go back and look at the streams from the past where those things were being discussed. And I realized there was like a lot of it. I don't know why I remembered it being more compact, but it was just so spread out across several streams. And I didn't manage to check everything that I wanted, but I found that moment when there's this scene between Beatrice and Kinzo being depicted, and Beatrice asks Kinzo who she is. And blah blah blah, all of that thing. And then I think it was Ronoe who came in with this is the world of 19 years ago. Oh yeah, excuse me.
Oh yeah, he does say that.
Right, so I feel like there's some things there are too many coincidences and too many things that they kind of look similar to each other, that there has to be some sort of connection in some way of them, meaning something and maybe flowing into each other at the very minimum. Also, one thing that I noticed, I had this thought during stream, but I wasn't sure. Then I checked a few spots after, but I still haven't checked everything. Again, it's just like a very raw thought that whenever the child was, the story with the Natsuhi and the child and stuff was being told, it was always the child, the baby. It was never the boy.
Yes,
so
that is true.
It makes me wonder, like, do they want us to, like, because the voice on the phone is a male voice that we're being shown, which for some reason it's Battler's voice actor, okay? Do they want us to like project back and think, okay, that's the boy, and like kind of connect it in that way? But what if it isn't? I don't know. These are like the thoughts that I have, but they're like, as you can see, just kind of spread out, and they're not connecting But that's where I was kind of trying to dig into alternatively. And this has nothing to do with mysteries or red truths. There's just, I guess, the few red truths invoked by Rono back then when the scene with the bad teacher was happening.
It's all the same story. It's all the same big mystery.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, so
so I'm more
about
interested in
you...
that. Like that I would pour my time into. I just haven't found that much so far, and this is all I have so far. But that is something that I would be very interesting to pour myself into, much more than the murder mysteries.
Yeah, and Nox and Liars. But yeah, so basically, for example, you're suggesting potentially this person on the phone is merely someone that
knows about it.
Yeah.
And is tormenting Natsuhi for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, it is a tough proposition to say that it is the same person because that baby is meant to have died.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would accept even the scenario where it would possibly live somehow, but then to come back as a vengeful man, mystery voice on the phone and torture Natsuhi about it, I don't know.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's tough to imagine someone who'd be so invested in that event if it weren't that same person. Or these are the kind of thoughts I was having.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean, because it's the most natural thing to conclude. Like you can sense, I guess, in the way the person is talking on the phone that there's a huge investment from their side into this. So you're like, who could it be so invested if it's not the person, right? I get it. I just have the feeling that we're meant to lead our own selves astray by having that train of thought. So.
At some point, things will be truthful. At some point, you have to be, okay, maybe this is actually true.
I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, no, of course. This is exactly what I was thinking. There's another thing as well about it is, where is this person? Are they on the island?
If they're on the island, they have to. I guess it's. I didn't go back to these retros, but I guess it's been established that only the characters that we know about are supposed to be the only humans on the island.
Yeah.
There was some talk about the numbers, like now including right. Erika being a +1.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. But even if it weren't confirmed, you would probably assume that there isn't a random new person, right?
Yeah, because again, it falls in that category of like, it doesn't sound right. It feels simplistic. We've been going around in so many circles, trying to put in an additional mystery person to be the culprit, and all of those circles led to the same point where this is not really it, right? Yeah. We have to confront the very difficult situation where we actually need to place blame on these people that we know and not take the easy way out in putting it on some mystery person X.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or witch.
Or witch.
Yeah, another thing is that no one is 19. So that is evidence to the point of maybe it's not the same person. But yeah, just thoughts. But yeah, it is true that both events date back to like 19 years ago around. I actually didn't remember that Ronway said 19 years ago. I thought instead he said a date, but I guess they do both.
It's both.
Yeah.
Maybe God has 19.
Yeah, aged really badly.
Yeah. I guess it's tough being a chef. It really toughens you up.
Yeah, very turning. Although he seems to slack off a lot. Look, yeah, it's about the time to end your stream. I can literally talk about this for
That's alright.
7 more hours, so it's 100% up to you.
Yeah, no, it's alright. I think it's a good talk for one night. I do want to go and rest, but we can do this some other time as well if like things evolve a little bit. Like, it's very enjoyable, so I'm open to it.
Yeah, it's I looked at the time, was like, we ended a bit early. Maybe I can sneak in again.
No, you can totally, like, whenever you feel like it, just say something and it's fine. I do enjoy having like an extended segment at the end. It's just nice to chill with you without having to, okay, I need to talk to chat, but then I also need to like read something, because we can just like sit and like not progress the novel. You know, like, it's nice to have like the free form kind of interaction.
Yeah, I'll just kick it back to chat if they want to say or ask anything, and then I'll
All right.
leave you alone to the rest.
Right, so any questions? We can ask a bunch of questions.
Yes. Not about Umineko though. Otherwise, yeah. Hype episode.
Yeah. Yes.
It's really good. I like 5 a lot. I think
very sleepy.
Okay. Chat is sleepy. Chat is
Chat is
tired of
sleepy.
me.
It's
I will
okay.
go. So
Oh, look, you have a question.
my waifu. I don't want to say that. That's a spoiler.
Oh, it's a character we haven't seen so far.
No. It's a character that there's no way I could have as a waifu, because of how unlikable they are right now. So something like that.
Okay, so we will keep that under wraps until the moment comes for you to
It's a
reveal this
secret.
to us.
I'll actually just never say it. Sorry,
Aw.
chat, but yeah. Okay. Okay, bye.
How to say Erika without saying Erika.
It's not Eric. Okay.
All right. Thank you for the lovely
bye.
chat.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Take care.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye-bye. All right. Ah, cool. Right, we did it. We're hyped. Yeah. All right. Night now. It's time. It's time for sleepy time. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for the lovely times. Thank you, Bancho, again for this super lovely chat. That was fun. Yeah, it's fun having you around, guys. Oh no, Chidorin, go rest, go rest. All right, I'll stop it here. Love you all. See you again Tuesday, where we continue with the hype. And until then, have a great weekend and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.